Good day, I am Teacher Eliza, and today we will be talking about media effects on individual level and macro level scales. Media effects, according to Tisfati, are typically defined as social or psychological responses occurring in individuals or communities as a result of exposure to or acting on media messages. The changes caused by the media can take place in several dimensions. Malawak ang ibig sabihin nito, ngunit nalilimitahan tayo sa mga negatibong epekto ng media kapag ito na yung pinag-uusapan. But as a reminder, we should broaden our perspective in understanding media effects para maintindihan din ng malawak na epekto nito sa tao. Dahil sobrang lawak at napakarami ng mga epekto ng media na inaaral ng mga researchers, para mas maintindihan pa natin ito, merong dalawang media effects template o METs na ipresenta si W. James Potter na makikita natin mamaya. Ngayon, upang simulan, pag-uusapan muna natin ang dalawang dimensions ng media effects. Una ay ang type ng effects na meron ng media at ikalawa naman ay ang media influence functions. Para sa mga types ng individual level media effects, meron tayong 6. Ito ay ang cognitive, belief, attitudes, effects, physiological, at behavior. Una sa cognitive type ng media effect by the word itself, cognition. Ito ay ang mental processes ng tao o basically paano tumatakbo ang utak nito. Alam naman natin na people tend to use technology, specifically social media, in terms of sharing content, posting, and sending in any circumstances. In theory, humans have the ability to critically think before doing any action at syempre, sakop noon ang ginagawa natin sa technology. The cognitive effect that's easiest to document is the acquisition of factual information from media messages. Pangalawa, sa belief naman, this is the faith that something is real or is true. The media continually creates and shapes our beliefs by showing us more of the world than we are able to see directly for ourselves. Halimbawa na lang, wala naman sa atin ang nakakakilala talaga kay Rizal pero alam natin na isa siya sa ating mga bayani noong panahon ng pananakop ng Espanyol dahil sa mga written works at sa dami ng mga films tungkol sa kanya at sa buhay niya. Pangatlo, pagdating naman sa attitudes, ito yung ating mga judgments tungkol sa isang bagay. When the media also presents stories about people and matters in the real world, these stories often trigger the need for us to make our own judgments about it. Isang halimbawa na lang, ayon sa isang pag-aaral nila, Suravskaya et al., ang political leanings sa mga tao kapag may nangyayaring manipulation sa information na lumalabas, makikita natin ito dito sa nagdaang eleksyon sa ating bansa kung saan sobrang daming naging propaganda gamit ang social media. Ika-4 naman ay ang affect. This refers to the feelings that people experience. This includes emotions and moods. The media can trigger emotions and also provide people with lots of opportunities to manage their moods, such that when we are feeling stressed with all the problems in our real lives, we can chill by listening to music, forget our problems by watching TikTok, or lose ourselves in the experience of playing games on the internet. Nandito rin ang physiological media effect o ang automatically body response natin pag nagko-consume ng media. The body response can be either purely automatic katulad ng pupil dilation, blood pressure, galvanic skin response, or quasi-automatic heart rate and sexual responses. Pag nakakakita tayo ng nakakagulat sa Facebook, tumataas ang heart rate natin at ito ay isang example ng effect na ito. Huli ang behavior o ang overt actions ng isang individual. Media effects researchers have conducted a lot of studies in which they observe people's media exposure behaviors to see which media they use and how they use those media. Isang halimbawa nito ay mula sa article ni Kaplan, nasabi na ang high exposure to fast-paced violent games can lead to changes in brain function when processing violent images. But there is also some evidence that the same type can improve some types of spatial visual skills. Now we have the 4 media influence functions which are acquiring, triggering, altering, and reinforcing. The first 2 of these functions influence immediate effects that would show up either during the exposure or immediately after. Sa acquiring, media message has elements and during the exposure of an individual, we tend to acquire and retain some of these elements. We could pay attention to certain elements and keep it in our memories for seconds or for years. Gawin nating halimbawa ang behavior. Dito sa function na to, dito pa lang natututunan na ng tao ang behavior. Sa triggering naman, the media can activate something that already exists in the individual. A media message could activate the recall of previously learned information. the recall of an existing attitude or belief, an emotion, a physiological reaction, or a previously learned behavioral sequence. Now, altering has features that can show up immediately during exposure as an immediate effect, but it also has other features that may take a longer period of time to manifest themselves. Media can alter something that is already present in the individual. Para rito sa halimbawa natin, dito na nagkakaroon ng pagbabago sa behavior. And the fourth function or reinforcing is more fixed and harder to change because of the repeated exposure of an individual. It is a long-term effect that would take a long time to manifest itself. Dito nga sa ating halimbawa, nagiging habitual yung behavior. Ngayon, ang METs na ginawa ni Potter para mas maintindihan ang media effects sa individual level ay makikita natin dito. Maaari itong mag-overlap, ngunit meron pa rin naman silang pagkakaiba. Now, people, institutions, society, and even the media industries themselves are considered macro-level influences. At the systemic level, media has a more profound impact than we are aware of. For example, the social and cultural climate is influenced because of the large impact of televised violence. Sa MET na ito, makikita natin ay yung structured na 5 types of effects na na-discuss natin kanina, na wala lang yung physiological at yung tatlong macro units, the public, institutions, and the media themselves.
In public, media affects us through assessing or acquiring information that could affect our knowledge, beliefs, opinions, moods, behavior. The idea of public opinion is more than the sum of individual attitudes. For example, you may care more about a survey of majority related to your country than those not related.
Media can also give or affect institutions' knowledge, beliefs, or norms, attitudes, moods, practices. For example, feedbacks from clients can affect how the institution is processing their work.
The media themselves can affect other media's upgrade or innovation through knowledge, beliefs and norms, attitudes, moods, practices.
Para sa mga ethical considerations and challenges, first, improper consumption of information from media messages, both in individual and macro scales. Sa dami ng information na mayroon, kung mali ang ma-acquire ng tao at society, makakaapekto ito sa kanilang cognition. Ikalawa, imposing beliefs as the truth can also affect both individual and macro levels dahil nga media ang siyang humuhubog sa ating beliefs. Maaring maapektuhan nito ang pagtingin ng mga tao. Halimbawa na lamang sa kaso ni Dr. Farah kung saan nagre-recommend ito ng mga herbal na napatunayan namang hindi epektibo, ngunit dahil lang marami nga ang naniniwala, trinato na ito na totoo ng marami. Ikatlo, harsh judgments posted ng social media gaya na lamang ng maraming posts na maaari ay nakita na natin ukol dun sa anak ng tricycle driver na nakatanggap ng maraming scholarships ay dapat din pagtuunan ng pansin at dapat laging may compassion sa pagpo-post sa social media. Ikaapat ay trigger negative emotions. Pareho rin sa individual and macro levels, nakakaapekto ito kung paano natin tinitignan ang mga issue o ang ating attitudes tungkol rito. Ikalima ay emergency caused by consumption of media na nakakaapekto sa ating physical fitness. Gaya na lamang ng mga taong nagkakaroon ng panic attacks dahil sa nakikitang video sa Facebook. At huli ay learning bad behaviors, lalo na sa mga bata na dala ng pagbibigay natin ng laya na sila ay makahawak ng gadgets na unsupervised. Maaari silang matutong magmura o manakit dahil sa napapanood nila sa social media. Ngayon, meron tayong 3 different ethical theories at frameworks na magagamit natin para sa media effects. Una ay ang deontology, emphasizes the duty of the moral agent. Prioritize good digital citizenship considering the types of media effects on individuals. Ikalawa, utilitarianism. Focuses on maximizing overall happiness or well-being for the greatest number of people. This framework would assess the impact of media on society and prioritize the types of effects that lead to positive outcomes for the majority. At ikatlo, virtue ethics. Rightness and evilness of our actions are based on our personal values and links goodness with wisdom and knowledge. Media should emphasize people's moral characters and good acts, cultivating a range of attributes while using it, which may then assist to people's long-term growth in their social context. Ngayon, there are 5 specific and effective ways to handle this issue. Una is to be aware of the media effects because being aware allows us to know that the media effects are broad and of course, constitute the types which can be positive or negative. Ikalawa, utilize positive media effects. We can learn a lot from the media when we utilize it properly. Like in the cognitive media effect, we can take information that is vital when we acquire the factual ones. Ikatlo, reject the negative media influence. According to Potter, to reject the media influence, we have to know what it is we are rejecting. And with this, once we know that something might influence us negatively among the types of effect, we can choose to reject them. Ikaapat, engage in constructive dialogue. Foster open and constructive dialogue about media effects within communities, families, and social circles. In this way, we can mitigate negative macro level effects. At panghuli, promote proper usage of media. Now that you have learned all of this, all of us must promote proper usage of social media because as we have learned, media has a more profound effect than we are aware of. By promoting this, we can all bask in the positive effects of media. At dito nagtatapos ang aking report. Maraming salamat at sana ay may natutunan kayo.